Hello everyone. So a lot of you all have asked me about the sounds that I've been using, so the libraries and the sounds that I've used in a lot of my videos. So I thought what I could do in this one is I can take you through an old live set of mine, and we can go through each sound and the library that it comes from. This will also give you an idea of the palettes that I'm using, as well as how you can use the same sound in an entire set. So you can use the same sound for a bunch of different patterns in your composition. So let's have a look. All right, so let's look at this particular project, and this is the entire sort of at least some of the live set that I played. This was like the early days of me playing purely ambient music. So let's look at the first sound. Okay, this is the group B1. As you can see, I wasn't really good at naming my groups before, but I think one of the really important things that you should probably do is name your groups when you're creating these live sets, especially because you have so many sounds. It's important that you segregate your sounds, so you can sort of quickly read and find out what is what, because you will get confused in the future. But okay, so let's look at this sound first. It's like a nice bell sound with a lot of reverb. So let's look at the sound. It's Prism. I've used a bunch of reverb. So let's look at Prism. This one's called bass bell in Prism. So this is a very cool sound. Yeah, and as effects, what I've done is I've used Replica for the reverb, and I also have Metaverb. Replica is the delay, and Metaverb is the reverb. A bit of EQ as well. Yeah. Okay, that's one sound. So that's one of my palettes, right? And then let's look at A1, so the orange one, and let's say this is massive. And I have used a sound called Boutique Metals. So this has a nice pan. It goes from the right, I think it goes to the center, and then it goes to the left. So if you want to hear this, so you see how it sounds pretty cool together as well. So that's something that I really like. So we've spoken about this in the first video, where the palette is really important, because the sounds need to sort of complement each other, and I think these two complement each other really well. Okay, I'm gonna pause this. So these are two sounds. Then let's look at C1, which is the green one, and let's see what this was. Was this a sound? Yeah. So it comes in the middle. So while this one's playing, the green group comes in as well, and this one is called sub bass 2. So that's your bass that comes in it, right? It's a really deep sounding bass. It's a really good feel factor. Then if I add, you hear that sound, right? That sounds beautiful. The three of them together complement each other so well. And then there is also one of these. This one's called Abdominal Pain Sub. And yeah, sub bass and abdominal bass sub. I think the bass, this is sort of playing along with the bass to complement it. So it's got like this melodic sound to it also, along with the bass, which sounds really cool. So this along with this guy, let's listen to this. You see how the sub bass and the and this abdominal pain sub, it's a reactor sound, by the way. Sounds so good together. Yeah, so let's look at now all the sounds along with, I think I have so here what I have is I have a pad along with, I think, sort of an ARP that plays in the background. So it's like a bell sound again. So you see how the palettes are complementing each other. I had that bass or the bell sound in the start, and now I have another bell sound that's sort of complementing this. This is the same sound, by the way. It's bass bell again, and bass bell at a higher octave than the one that was playing the first sound. So then they sort of definitely work well with each other. And then, of course, that's the same bass bell. These two are the same sound, it's just different octaves, but it makes such a difference. Yeah, it's awesome. So all of them together. So after this part, it sort of goes to the same pattern. So let's look at this one, the bass bell. So all I've added in this one is you have this part here. Just a different pattern, only because what I want to do here is it's a build up. So I have the bass bell, but I also have it's called the console kit. So console kit is the drums that I've used for this particular one. Yeah, it's called console kit. You'll find it very easily. And this is the pattern that I've used in this one. Even the sound is very muffled, so I didn't want the drums to be like the major part of this particular song. I didn't want it to overpower the song, so that's why it's like a very subtle sort of a thing in the background. But this pattern along with the bass bell sounds really cool because it sort of builds up, and what I do is I also fade it in. So what happens is, let me fade this in for you so you get an idea of what I do for this particular song. So it's like, it starts with then it'll fade in. then it goes to this beautiful part. All the parts meet with each other in this particular section. Then we introduce the next part, which is a lead that comes in this song, right? So now the lead in this part is really cool. It's a motif of this song. So like I mentioned, I create like a motif, which was again part of the first tutorial. So this song is called Xylophone Homemade. It's a part of Kinetic Treats, which is the library that it comes from. It's a really cool sounding sound, but yeah, that along with the other patterns sounds something like this. So that sounds really cool. And then what you can also do is you can use the sort of the Perform FX pad or the touch strip, I think is what they call it, to sort of use it as a delay, which is very cool. So let's see what I've used for this particular song. Okay, let's see. I've used the replica, so I could just like so I could either use that, or I could add a performance FX. And I could use a burst echo, which should sound really cool with this one. And check this out. So if I so this sounds really cool this way. So if I play it in the song, so then it goes to let's do it now. Ending with the same sound, the Xylophone Homemade, which is part of Kinetic Treats. Yeah, it's part of Kinetic Treats with a bunch of effects on it. So it's got replica, it's got metaverb again, it's got a bit of EQ as well. And that sort of is the first track, right? I'm gonna break probably this video down into multiple parts because it's already 14-15 minutes that I've been talking. So this song is called Kumo. I have a live performance of this, which I'll link in this video, so you can check that out. And you can sort of see how the performance flows in the entire video, and hopefully this helps with all the different sounds. So just a recap, there's bass bell, there is Pitique Metals, which is part of Massive, bass bell is part of Prism, then you have sub bass 2, which is part of Retro Machines, You have blue and gray, which is the pad. Blue and gray is again part of Massive. You have abdominal paint sub, which is part of Reactor, and then you have bass bell again, which was the same sound, Prism, and then console kit, which is it's called console kit, which is the group, which is again like a kit that I just used for this particular composition. Yeah. So hopefully this helps you understand how you can use sounds that complement each other. It's always a tricky thing because it's very subjective. It's on what you like using and what you like doing. And this was a song called Kumo, which you can listen to on all streaming platforms, but you can also check out the live performance video that I've posted on my channel for it. It was inspired by Spirited Away, by the way. What I can do is in the next videos, I will showcase this entire set that I have, and I can showcase all these sounds that I showed today and how I've used them throughout the set. So I'll keep making these short videos of the different sounds that I've made. I know like 20 minutes is not really short, but hopefully this sort of helps you get an idea of the kind of sounds that I'm using and how you can use them for your compositions as well. But thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and I really hope this helps, and I'll see you again in the next video. Thanks.